St. Raphael School community. Welcome to 5 Questions with your classical educator, but with a twist. Today we have Mrs. Sider-Rose, who is the instructor of all of our iconography classes, which are so beloved. And she is here to talk to us about the various differences between the classes. So, Mrs. Sider-Rose, could you please just talk to us about yourself just a little bit before we get into the classes?
Sure.
Where do you hail from? Obviously, you're an iconographer. I see those beautiful icons in the background there.
Yeah, so I am from the West Coast originally, but I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania now with my husband and kids whom I homeschool, except for the one who's in college. And I have been taking classes and then teaching classes and fulfilling commissions for about over 25 years now. So I spend about half the time painting commissions. So a couple of those for churches you see in the background, but individuals also reach out to me to paint their patron saint or what have you. And then the other half of the time teaching.
Beautiful. Well, I can tell you that your work is beautiful and we love it so much. And we are so blessed that our community has you as our iconographer, our house iconographer, that as passing down this beautiful tradition of the Orthodox Church to adults and to children, both in our classes. So why don't you discuss the differences between your classes, because you have different tracks, and
right.
Usually those are the questions that people ask.
Yeah, so there are 3 classes coming up that adults can take. There's a summer board building workshop. So if you go to the summer classes and just click on the board building workshop, you'll see where adults can sign up. There's a Jonah. We're going to just paint an icon of Jonah in 10 sessions, and that's a workshop. Workshop means it's 10 sessions. We are really focused on painting the icon, and then we're done. So it's not a full semester, or certainly not a full year. And that doesn't start till February. And then there's a full year program called the apprenticeship. And so adults may sign up for that as well. Just go to the apprenticeship year 1 if you're starting out. For the 7th through 12th graders, that's kind of the other age block. And you can also choose between the apprenticeship or workshops. So the apprenticeship, you start out with year 1, whatever your age between 7th grade and 12th grade. And it's actually the next 6 years are mapped out for you. So you'll build on your skills each year. You'll meet certain measurable goals, and you'll be in a cohort of other serious iconography students, and that lasts the whole year, meeting once a week. And then there are also some workshop possibilities for the 7th through 12th graders. There's a fall workshop, and there's 2 time options for that. And we'll be painting St. Moses of Black in 10 sessions, or in the spring, a separate class, also 10 sessions, also 2 time options, Tuesday or Friday. And we'll paint St. Bridget of Ireland.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So basically, whether you're an adult or whether you are a student from grades 7 through 12, there are 3 types of classes. You have the board building, you have apprenticeship classes, and you have workshops.
Yeah, and there are other summer options if you're in the 7th to 12th grade. Like there's an iconography camp, and I have a 3rd through 7th grade option, or you can take the iconography camp as a 7th through 12th grader. Those are 2 different sections. So yeah, I did mention that, but there's also that. And I also should mention that unlike the apprenticeship, where you really do need to be in 7th grade, if you're a little bit younger, if you're a 10 to 12-year-old, and if a parent is able to sit with you, you can take the workshop. So the 10 session class. Yeah.
Beautiful. So the workshops, from what I'm hearing, the workshops, you can kind of go in and out of them without one building on the other, but the apprenticeship, you do have to go in sequentially.
That's right. Yep. So it's a good way to try out iconography, either the iconography camp in the summer or a workshop during the year. You can try it out, see if you like it. The supplies will carry over, so that your investment in supplies won't be lost if you decide to do the apprenticeship later. And a lot of my students actually keep doing the workshops even after starting the apprenticeship, just because they want to paint more icons every year.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I think one of the questions that probably comes to people's thoughts or minds is like, can a student really do it? Can they really paint an icon and it look like an icon?
Yeah, well, I am a firm believer in starting young. I'm very passionate about it, which is why I'm a teacher with St. Raphael. I think it's really important to start building the skills, even though your first icons maybe you won't be as thrilled about, but to start building skills early, just like we would start building our skills early with piano or another instrument. We wouldn't wait until we were 30 to start if we wanted to do piano. So I think it can definitely learn. It can be broken down into manageable steps. And most people are pretty happy with their first icon even, but definitely with the progress they make as they build their skills.
Well, I know we've posted on our website, our social media before, work of the students, and it's amazing. I'm always in awe what you are able to do with the students, helping them step by step, like you said, to get to a finished product that is made with great love and prayer. And I just love every piece. Every piece has just a bit of a difference. That is the signature of the kid. And, you know, you can tell what the students are doing, and that's phenomenal. Now, I did hear you are teaching a Scandinavian class this summer.
Yes. Yeah, so that's not, you know, it doesn't fit right in with the other ones, but I think it'll be a fun thing to explore. It's called Christian Folk Arts of Scandinavia, because a lot of the folk arts that develop there do have a Christian theme. So I've pulled 3 of them. Rose maling from Norway, which you can kind of see in the background of the Frozen movie. Whenever you see those little decorative things, that's rose maling. And then from Sweden, this thing called bonusmaling, which is Christian scenes from the Bible, or sometimes scenes from their life, like a wedding, painted onto tapestry. And then we'll also do a Dala horse, which many people recognize from Sweden. It's sort of the signature icon of Swedish folk arts, but the foliage on the saddle is actually interpreted to be the gourd that Jonah sat under. So even that is tied into Christianity in some interesting ways. So we'll be talking more about that history and look at older pieces of folk art, as well as folk art artists who are carrying on the tradition today.
Beautiful,
and
beautiful.
Students will get to try all 3 of those. So
yeah, that sounds really interesting. Very interesting. And then for the fall, you are teaching 2 new courses that you never have taught before.
Yes.
So can you give us a little snapshot of those too?
Yeah, I'm excited to be teaching a history of Byzantine art. And I took Byzantine art a lot in graduate school. And it was a lot of slides, one after another, and we had to memorize it. And this class, I think, will be much more fun. I mean, that was, you know, interesting, but we are going to stick with these beautiful, beautiful images of like the Hagia Sophia and icons in different formats, not always, you know, painted on wood, as well as the architectural surroundings. And we're going to really dive deep and discuss them more contemplatively than you would in that kind of class. And the reading will be light, but it will be a couple really good, really engaging texts.
Beautiful. Yeah, that one interests me, but you know, I might have to figure out a way to take your class. And the other class, which has to do with drawing.
Yeah, so this will be a drawing class. So we will actually pick up our charcoal, our pencils, and our tinted paper, white paper, charcoal paper, and we're going to draw icons, specifically looking at different strains or traditions within iconography that have translate into some artists who do work in pencil and charcoal, as well as just using it as a frame of reference for our own drawings. So one will emphasize movement more, one kind of stillness and contemplation, and the third one draws more from like the Renaissance in terms of deep shading and so forth.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as you all can tell, Mrs. Sider-Rose, she is passionate, she is knowledgeable, and she brings the best out of our students. No matter where they're at, she brings them forward. And we're excited that she's teaching her tried and true courses, but also bringing in some interesting electives that our students will benefit and, you know, be formed by. So thank you very much. Do you have any last minute comments for those of that are watching?
I don't think so. Thank you.
So again, thank you so much for joining us with 5 questions from your classical educator. We had Mrs. Sider-Rose with us today. Please check out her iconography courses. Of course, as always, we set limits to our class sizes. So register early so that you get the class, the time, the section that you would like. And feel free to reach out to us anytime.